Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. There we go. Look at all your faces. Um, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Brett Schomer. Hi, Jackie. And I am the youth leadership specialist at the 4-H Center at MSU in Bozeman. And this is the second year that we are trying this virtual leadership academy out, and it's definitely grown. I want to thank you all for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. It seems to be working out quite well. And I want to thank all the 4 state officers that we have with us today, for putting in the hard work to present workshops. We've chosen to do 4 Leadership Academy workshops, which works out well because there are 4 state officers. So each of them will be presenting a different workshop. Cassandra Cox will be presenting the workshop topic today. And you saw that we have 3 more after that in February, March, and April, once a month. So we encourage you to join us for those. If you are not if you were not able to, or know people that were not able to, because this is being recorded for those that were not able to, you are more than welcome to hop on. You don't have to be at all of them in order to participate. So that's been a big question. We will be sending this recording out to extension offices to share with those that couldn't be with us. Obviously, the breakout session things are not as easily recorded. But with that, we will take some questions at the end on general 4-H stuff. And I hope you enjoyed the little video of some information and things that are coming up. So definitely write down those dates. Cassandra will be talking about those at the end as well. But for right now, I will pass it on to Cassandra and the rest of the officer team for our workshop topic today.
All right, so hi, my name is Cassandra Cox, and on behalf of the State Ambassador team, I would like to welcome you to thank you all for participating today and otherwise. If you have any questions, one of my team members will be monitoring the chat. We will try to answer your questions at some point during our time together. As 4-H leaders in our community, there's a lot to be said for our influence. You don't have to be super organized, amazing at impromptu speeches, or even have a title to lead others. Sometimes your example or a helping hand is all that is needed. Since you are already leaders in your club, the point of this workshop is not to give you a hard set formula on how to always have a great meeting, but to prompt you to think about how you can help your club. Throughout the course of this workshop, we want to help enable you to return to your clubs with new ideas to experiment with and the confidence you need to make your meetings amazing. Now, at this time, we are going to break out into 4 different breakout rooms, and we will take roll call by asking you a roll call question. So, give us a moment to set that up. All right. So I hope that you all had good discussions in each of your breakout rooms. And now, as you may or may not have been warned by your group leader, we would like to hear from each of the 4 breakout rooms on one positive thing they found in their meetings and then also one negative thing that they found in their meetings. So, which group would like to go first? And you can unmute and share with us. Okay, would my group like to go first?
Sure. Okay. We found out that snacks are good. Like after meeting, snacks are good, and talking during the meeting is not. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Logan. All right, Brianna, who is in your group? Do you want to have them go?
Yeah, Sheila, you can go ahead.
Thank you. I think the positive thing that we found was doing icebreakers before meetings, and then the more negative was having younger members stay patient.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And Mariah, do you want to have your group go now?
Sure. I think Cascade County was gonna talk for us.
So a positive thing was having recreation time before or after a meeting, and then a negative thing was people talking during the meeting.
Yep. All right, thank you, Cascade. Carter, I think your group is left.
All right, I think I had Jennifer Saunders sharing, or one of the people from her sharing a positive thing.
All right, sweet.
So one positive thing is we have a good president because she makes meetings fun.
Sweet.
All right, thank you, Fergus County. Oops, sorry. Go ahead, Carter.
Okay,
No,
then
I have my
I'm
negative
doing,
coming up.
okay, and then I'm doing the negative thing, and we kind of found that like one of the more negative things is like having 1 or 2 people in your group who are just kind of there and they're not like as active as everyone else.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so I'm actually going to tie into that. All right. So, as you may have noticed, roll call is important not only for taking attendance, but it also gives everyone a chance to speak. Getting everyone involved in your meetings is essential. No one wants to be somewhere where they feel they don't belong. It makes them feel uncomfortable. So using a roll call question can help connect your members and learn new things they have in common. For example, let's say there's a new kid in your club and he says his project for this year is robotics. Now, what if you happen to be in the robotics project? Now you would know that he is taking robotics and you can offer to help him in his project. This makes them feel more included and part of the group. A roll call question can be used to connect people and learn new things about each other. So after roll call, you usually move right into the remainder of your meeting. One of the things that seems to commonly make our meetings run long is a lack of efficiency. A basic knowledge of parliamentary procedure is essential for a smooth meeting. You should know how to make a motion, approve reports, use point of order properly, and just help your meeting move along smoothly. When you wish to bring something to the attention of your group for a decision, you should make a motion. To do so, you should address the chair, gain recognition, say "I move," and then state the motion. The motion can be discussed after it has been seconded. Discussion should always pertain to the motion. Many times, the members of the club become confused because the president fails to tell the members what they're voting on before they vote. The president should always state the motion after it has been seconded and before it is voted on. This ensures that the members know exactly what is being discussed and also what they're voting on. The president is ultimately responsible for ensuring that the meetings start on time, that they run smoothly, and that order is maintained. So now I'm going to ask my fellow state ambassadors to unmute with me for a second, and we are going to illustrate how you can use parliamentary procedure in your meetings. So let's say Mariah has something that she wants to talk about. So first, she would address the chair.
Madam President,
Yes, Mariah. I would give her recognition, and then she would state what she would like.
I move to donate 10 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard.
And then someone else in the group would second it.
Second.
All right, so then after it has been properly, so then as the president, I would say it has now been properly moved and seconded to donate 10 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard. And then I would ask for discussion. And then we would have some discussion on what's going on. And I see Carter.
Madam President?
Yes, Brianna.
Madam
definitely
President,
think
I raised
that
my hand
tacos
first.
are way better than spaghetti because I think that, you know, the ooey gooiness of the noodles
Madam
and
President,
the
what she has just
savory
said is
taste
completely
of
wrong.
the savory taste of the marinara
Tacos
sauce
are
is so
a
much better.
timeless classic food that
And-
needs to be
And
donated.
they have a
Spaghetti
obscene
is
amount of
gross.
spice.
Brianna and Mariah are just
What
going-
Mrs. Blaine is trying
Yes,
to
Mariah.
say is
Madam President,
Yes, Mariah.
I call point of order because Carter and Brianna their discussion does not pertain to the motion currently on the table.
And I would say, Mariah, you are correct. Brianna and Carter, please try to stay on topic and please gain recognition from the president before you speak. So that's just a simple way you can keep order in the meeting. And then let's say Brianna decided that 10 bags isn't quite enough jelly beans.
Madam
So,
President,
yes, Brianna.
I move to amend the main motion by striking the number 10 and replacing it with 50 so that if adopted, the motion now reads, I move to donate 50 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right, so then the president would say, it has now been properly moved and seconded to strike the word 10 and insert the word 50 so that the motion now reads, donate 50 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard. Is there any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor of striking the word 10 and striking the number 10 and inserting the number 50 so that the motion now reads, donate 50 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard, please say aye.
Aye.
And then they would say aye, and then I would say, all those opposed, same sign.
aye.
And seeing as the vote is now split, Carter would stand up and say,
I call for division.
all right, so Carter has now called for the division of the House, at which point we now have to re-vote on the motion. So the president would say a division of the House has been called for. We will now proceed to re-vote on the amendment of striking the word 10 and inserting the number 50. So that the motion now reads, donating 50 bags of jelly beans instead of 10. All right, sorry, it's a lot of Parley Pro. It's been a while. All right, all those in favor, please raise your hands. All those opposed, please raise your hands. Seeing as the ayes have it, we will now go back to discussing the newly amended motion, which now reads to donate 50 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard. And after some discussion, we realized that there's more important matters at hand. So Brianna stands up and yes,
Madam
Brianna.
President,
Yes.
due to our guest speaker coming in, I move to lay this newly amended motion to donate 50 bags of jelly beans to the community cupboard on the table.
Is there a second? And then
I second that.
all right. Since it has been properly moved and seconded, the question now is, whether or not we will lay this motion on the table. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those
Aye.
opposed, same sign. And then the motion will have been laid on the table. Now Carter decides that he's pretty sure we've covered everything in our meeting and we need to get our meeting ended so that our speaker that's coming in can present. So Carter stands up and addresses the chair. Yes, Carter.
Madam President,
Yes,
I
Carter.
move to adjourn.
Is
Second.
there a second? It has properly been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Meeting is now adjourned. So that was just a short demonstration on how you can use Parley Pro in your meetings. So now we will go into breakout rooms and we will ask you a few questions about Parley Pro and also go over some basic meeting conduct. So bear with us for a minute while we get our breakout room set up.
I'm all ready this time. As I say that, yes, here we go. Cassandra, you need to unmute, hon.
Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry, technical difficulties there. All right. So now that we've gone over a little bit of parliamentary procedure, hopefully not enough to bore you, I would like to retouch on a few things. In your breakout rooms, your group leader may have gone over meeting conduct. I wanted to tie into that a little bit. During a meeting, there are certain things that you do not do out of respect for others. But what about getting others more involved in your meetings? Or making them feel more welcome and that you are glad they're there? Whose job is that? Is it your club leaders? Your parents? While the entire club should be open to new families and to try and make them feel as at home as they can, you may be underestimating your power as an older member. By mentoring younger members or new families, you can make the meetings more fun and engaging for them. You may be thinking, whoa, hold up a minute. Me, mentor? I think you've got the wrong person. I beg to differ. You may not realize it, but the younger members look up to you, whether you want them to or not. When you first started in 4-H, I bet each and every single one of you here today can think of at least one 4-H member who you thought was so cool. I know I can. She didn't have a title, she never held an office, but she was cool because she loved rabbits, just like me. I can also promise that you know more than you think you do. Every year, you fill out your record books and project books. You know how meetings work, and you know other people in your project area. Therefore, you are qualified to help someone else. Things that you take for granted as common knowledge may be foreign and new concepts to others. Something we take for granted and don't even think about, record books and project books, can be a scary obstacle for new members. Even when you have been in the project for years, it is still nice to have someone you can work with on record books and answer your questions. You can mentor those in your specific project area by helping them learn how to show, how to prepare for fair, or how to complete the project. You could also mentor those upcoming public speaking stars. Whether this be through coaching a Gavel Games team and teaching them Parley Pro so your meetings can run more smoothly and more efficiently, or by helping others with their presentations so that they can confidently speak in front of others. These are all ways that you can help mentor others and help out your club leaders. Another idea, if you have a lot of new families, is to have a welcoming committee. When a new family comes in, have an existing family adopt them. The family can then take them under their wing, show them the ropes, and help them get the information that they need, and connect them to others in their project area. During the meeting, you could sit with the new members who typically have no idea what is going on. It goes a long way when you put in the effort to help others feel welcome. Now, I would like to talk about a few other ideas. Let's start with the meetings themselves. Sometimes you may need the meetings to sound more interesting. Specialized meetings are a way in which you can change up the pace. Technical difficulties. All right. For your December meeting, you could have a holiday meeting party. And you could go sledding, you could go to the bowling alley. We've gone ice skating before. And then in July, my club likes to have a potluck at a local swimming and fishing area and hang out as a club before the craziness of fair takes over. Or if your club struggles with getting your record books done, hold a record book party where you can all sit down and work on your record books and your leaders can help you. You could have a sledding party. If you have a group of kids that enjoy community service, try incorporating that into your meeting. Another idea that was brought to my attention was celebrating the club. Have a specialized party at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year to celebrate what the club has done. Keep in mind that you may want to select a few meetings during the year, not every meeting during the year. Now, what about your Clover Buds? Their attention span is quite a bit shorter than regular members. So having them sit through a meeting with nothing to do can seem like needless torture to them. One that they don't want to come back to. To combat this, some clubs dismiss their Clover Buds so that they can do their own activity during the meeting, which keeps the Clover Buds from getting antsy in the meetings. If you don't have a Clover Bud leader to lead Clover Bud activities, maybe you know of a member or a leader in your club that loves working with little kids. You could see if that's something they would be interested in. Or if that's something you are interested in doing, you could step up and do that. So what about those members who can be kind of fidgety? I had actually never heard of this idea till quite recently. Maybe try providing fidget things for members to use during the meetings. Things such as fidget spinners, poppets, puzzles, Rubik's cubes, coloring pages. Something to help them focus during the meeting. Now for this one, I do realize it's not for everyone. It depends entirely on the group of people that you have. If you have a lot of people who can only truly focus on one thing at a time and to tend to tune everything else out, it might not be the best fit. Or if it gets to a point that you can tell that no one is engaging in the meeting and that it is just distracting. The end goal is to use what works for your club and with the group of kids that you are working with. Another way that we have already mentioned is providing a snack. Providing a snack may make it easier for us to sit through meetings because who doesn't love free food? And sometimes it brings in those family members who aren't in 4-H but have a sibling in 4-H. They might find it more fun if they were to sit through a meeting with a promise of food at the end. It may even attract new 4-H members. Now, if anyone has any additional things not already mentioned that they do in their meetings, please type it into the chat and my team and I will read them. Please hold your ideas for activities though, because we will cover that in my next section. So.
So I am not seeing anything in the chat. So if you want to move on, you can continue to, if you guys are adding something to the chat, please do it. Oh, recreation. There you go. Icebreakers before each meeting. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Good options.
Mhm.
All right. Birthday celebrations. So like a monthly celebration of birthdays. An activity after the meetings. That's the bonus, you know, could sit through the meeting and we'll have a fun thing afterwards. Okay, Lane also says that they do birthday stuff too. Yeah, great suggestions. White elephant. That's fun. We do that at our December meetings and in my club.
Yeah. All right. So those are all great ideas. I'm going to move on to the activities. You guys can keep typing in the chat if you think of different things that your club does aside from activities, or different activities that you do in your club. But I'm going to move on to the activities now. All right. Oops. All right, so you may be thinking, Sandra, you're missing something super obvious. And that would be the activity. Depending on your group, it may be at the beginning of your meeting, in the middle, or at the end. There's no right place to have your activity. As long as it works for your club, it's good. One club that piqued my interest over in Silverbow plays a game before, in the middle, and at the end of their meetings. Now I realize that might not work for everyone, but it works for them. That is what this is all about, finding what works for your club and gaining new ideas to experiment with. The activities should be fun and engaging. The time of year should determine what kind of activities you choose. The beginning of the year, you may want to play games that are geared more towards learning people's names. And then later in the year, after everyone knows each other, you could play games that are just fun so that they can bond with their friends and the rest of the club. Another thing to keep in mind, depending on the time of the year, would be how cold it is outside. So in January, March, February, April, the months that are really cold in Montana, you might want to do indoor games. And then in our summer months and spring months, maybe you want to go outside and have some outdoor activities. The age group of the members should also determine what kind of games you play. For example, a trivia game may go over better with an older age group, but completely go over the heads of younger members. So keeping in mind that some games may be more younger kids oriented and some may be more towards your middle schoolers and then some more towards your high school age groups. Just try to pick games that go with the majority of the kids in your club. There are so many different types of activities that you can use in your meeting. Everything from active outside games to meet and greet icebreakers to thought-provoking activities. The type of activity that you choose should reflect the interests of the members and their ages. A good rule of thumb is always have 2 or 3 backup activities in case 1 or 2 don't go over well. Now, we're going to introduce you to 4 new icebreaker games. We are going to split you off into 4 breakout rooms, and each state and Braster has an icebreaker. We will rotate through each of the rooms so that you will get a chance to see each of the 4 icebreakers. We encourage you all to have fun with this and participate. And give us a moment to set up the breakout rooms.
All right. Okay, Cassandra, you want me to move the team, right?
Yep, just
Okay.
the state ambassador team.
Okay, just give me 1 sec
All right.
and I will get that done. Okay, and then you just want me to open them, right? Okay.
It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine, just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance.
All right, Cassandra, you're up.
All right. So I hope you all enjoyed our icebreakers and had a bunch of fun with them. I know I had fun sending people off finding things. So now I would like to thank you all for coming today. I hope that you have at least one more thing that you can take back to your clubs and try out. So at this time, I would like to open it up for any questions that you guys may have for about a minute or so. If there are any questions that you guys asked or needed answered, you can take this time to do so.
In my icebreaker breakout room, there was a 3-way tie between Skylin, Ann, and Fergus County. You guys all had 6 correct answers. So if anybody was wondering.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Cassandra, I think you got someone from the Reed crew wanted to say something.
Okay. Oops, am I not?
Who won all the things? Who won in your group? Yeah, who won in your group?
My group? So
Yeah,
I
it was
would
just-
like to say that we just had a whole bunch of fun. No one entirely won in the scavenger hunt because yeah, I know, totally lame. But you got to keep in mind, I can't keep track of 30 kids bringing me a whole bunch of objects and who brought me which one. I have no idea. So I'm just gonna say you all won for the scavenger hunt one. The pink socks are cool though. All right. Anything else?
Guys,
Cassandra.
are Hereford cows or Black Angus cows better?
Dexter's.
Don't get drawn into this, Cassandra.
Okay.
They-
Okay. So this is
Black
a really
Angus.
hardest question, guys. So like
Yeah.
I meant questions about like the workshop today, like not like life-changing decisions I'm gonna be having to make. Like those are scary questions.
Cassandra.
But- okay.
Kyle's asking where can you find parliamentary procedure stuff, like
All right.
information about parliamentary procedure.
That is a great question. So there's actually a book on parliamentary procedure that, okay, So his name is Robert. The book is literally called Robert's Rules of Order. It's the newly revised edition. I can't remember which one it is because they have so many newly revised editions, but it's the one that came out in 2020. I can tell you that much. So it's just a big book that's about this thick, and it has all of the things you could ever want to know about parliamentary procedure. It's a great tool to have at your meetings. If your club wanted to invest in one, I would say that is a great idea, because then if you ever run into any problems, you can just whip out your book and flick through the pages and be like, oh yeah, okay, so this is how we can do this and move to here. It would be a great tool to have as a president, just to kind of read through it. But that's where you could find some information on parliamentary procedure. I hope that answers your question.
I imagine you could probably
Okay,
find
thank you.
some, and Brett posted a link to that book in the chat. So go there if you're interested in getting that book. Also, there's probably, my guess would be that there's be some good YouTube videos. I don't have one off the top of my head, but I would imagine that there would be some good demonstration videos for parliamentary procedure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and you can also you always have your extension office too, so just call into there. Okay, so now I'm going to move into the rest of the thing. If you have any questions, you can email them to the state ambassadors later. So I would like to invite you to attend our upcoming workshop, Leadership Academy workshop on February 13th at 2:30 p.m. As for other statewide updates, there are Leadership Academy workshops on March 13th and April 10th. Rec Lab will be held March 18th through 20th in Hobson, and registration opens February 1st. Congress will be July 13th through 16th, with pre-Congress and ambassador officer selection proceeding at July 11th through 13th. On that note, don't forget to fill out your plan of action, implement it, evaluate it, and bring it to the ambassador meeting at Congress. If you are thinking of submitting a state award application in a project area, the deadline is May 1st, and that is available on the Montana 4-H website. And as always, if you have any further questions, feel free to contact any of the state ambassadors. We would love to answer your questions and help out any way we can. I would like to thank you again for joining us today for our virtual workshop.
I just put a link to the video that we played at the beginning while everybody was waiting, and it has all those dates and details that Cassandra just so generously went over, so everybody is in the loop and has good information. Please share those dates and events with other people in your county, your volunteers. And if you, like Cassandra said, if you have any questions, the state officer team is done all of those things and been to all of those events, and they would love to share with you individually or with your clubs or any groups in your county. So please feel free to reach out to them. Their contact info is also on that video. So we will see you in February.
Oh, before you all go, I wanted to if you guys want to be on a picture for our Snapchat, turn on your cameras and wait for like 5 seconds. If I can get it to work. All right. Smile and wave. Oops. Thank you, guys.
Awesome job, guys. See you in February.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I want to visit with you just a couple things.